Dr. Uh, Shekhar Mayanil for this practical session. I have put some information in the chat messages about the PDF file that he has about the dealing with Parkinson's, the yoga way. And it's really nice that that he is offering this service, and you will all enjoy it. It's going to be recorded, so in case somebody misses it, I also have in chat box some information about contacting him and also contacting Shri Yoga in case you want to attend the Shri Yoga classes. And I also want to thank two more people, Pramesh, who really originated, and he has been fighting with Parkinson's, and really has made significant. I would say he has almost conquered it all. Thank you, Pramesh, and I have the YouTube video of Shekhar and Pramesh also on the chat message. And the other person I want to thank is Maithili, who is the president of Interfaith Council of Washington area, and she's the one that she requested that we do a practical session on yoga, and so here we are, and so all the best. And just if you can do the practice with him, or if you many of things can be done in chair. So initially I was planning to do it in chair, but looks like this meeting I need to monitor it so that I can admit people. So I won't be really doing this poses with chair yoga. But if somebody wants to do it, you're welcome to do that. All right, Shekhar, all the best.
Okay, yeah. Hari Om and welcome everybody. Good morning and good afternoon or whatever, good evening, whichever the time zone is. So for the ones which can be also done on the chair, I have a chair sitting there, so I will just pull out and demonstrate it that time as to what can be done for those kind of a yogasan when you cannot bend or cannot sit cross legged the way I will be doing. Okay, so let's start this with a prayer. Actually, this prayer is for the general, the entire. I'm not a teacher, or neither you are a student. So we both are teacher and student. So that's what I will chant. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahe तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is the prayer saying that we both are students, we learn from each other. There is no teacher and there is no student. So, okay, so this is the session of Parkinson's condition. Of course, it can be used for all ages. It can be used by people who do not have Parkinson condition or who do not want to precipitate that condition. Let's say it starts off very. How do you know that some person has a Parkinson condition? It starts off with constipation. That's the way, or lower back pain. Lower back pain, if you have somebody has it, please do not take it lightly. It is very serious situation. It can escalate to a very different anomaly, and hence you should pay good attention. Any lower back situation or hip pain or anything is purely because of the Swadhisthana chakra not getting activated, and hence it is not supplying enough nerve impulses or blood supply to the region. That's the reason muscles are not working for the so everything is all topsy turvy there. So that's where you have to focus on. So basically this entire session is geared to activating the Swadhisthana chakra and Manipura chakra. These two chakras are the ones which are getting activated here. So let's start with the initial warming up. Now, this can be done on the sitting chair also. Like I'll just show you. I mean, you can sit like this and do this, whichever, right? Okay. So what I'll do is initially warming up. So you loosen your hand like this and jerk it like that. Keep jerking it. And breathe in deeply. So you will feel the tingling sensation in your hands and in your fingers and all that. So that's very important. And then what you do after having done that, do this. Very absolutely loose hands, right? The goal is to twist from here, right? Over here. Like this, absolutely loose. Because the serious ones are going to come a little later. So don't panic. Okay. Okay. So do this couple of times and if, fist your hand like that, and what you do is with this beat this part of your hand, the left hand, do the other hand, do this, do this. Now what is it all about? This is actually draining the lymphatics. In our system we have a lot more lymphatic systems going on. There is, let's say, a 20 kilometer of blood supplies, and but we will have a 40 kilometers of lymphatics drainage system. So if the drainage system is blocked, that which means toxins are getting accumulated for no reason. So that's the most important thing to take care of. And once you have done that, then what you do, beat this. It is from periphery to the heart. That's how the lymphatics works. So not from here but from this side. That's why the periphery was activated here like this. So what you do is do that, do this, and then do couple of beating of your on your palm sidewise, edges, and then do this. This is beating the thing out, which means lymphatic system needs to get out. The all the toxins that are sitting there should be flushed out rapidly. Yeah, like this. Okay, very gently. And rub your ears like this. This is general warming. See, it just should not take more than 5 minutes, right? Just start like that. And then it is a neck. So what happens now, we are going to loosen our neck. We have loosened our limbs and stuff like that. So first is neck, because neck is a very important area, because it's the bottleneck actually they call it, right? So all our supply, blood supply, and the nervous system and everything is spinal cord and all that is going through neck only, and it is such a small area. So this area has to be dealt with absolute respect. You cannot let go of, you cannot say, okay, I have developed my good body but not taking care of the neck. Oh my goodness, that's important, that's very important. So do that. So neck exercise, then shoulders exercise, then waist exercise, and the kneecap is important, and then the ankle and the wrist. The wrist is already, we have already done that, but still we'll do another round. So neck loosening is Griva. Griva Shithilakaran. Shithilakaran means relaxing. So this is what you do. So anybody who is sitting, that's fine, or anybody who wants to sit down is fine also. On the chair it's fine too. So I'll do that way. Sit in Vajrasan position and take deep breath. Okay, 1 or 2 deep breath taken. After that, what you do is you turn right and take a deep breath while turning right. Hold, right? And when you're coming back, chant a, a, not a, like this. I'll show you. Then hold here. Then again take a deep breath and turn your the head towards the left. Hold and breathe out and say ooh. Ooh. Additionally, I have already also told you that do this position and put it here. Now, if you would like to, if most people cannot breathe out as much, the secret of all yogasana is how much you can breathe out. To be very, not necessarily as much you can breathe in, but how much can you breathe out is the secret of all yogasanas. So you can do this in the beginning itself. I didn't show you, but this is you can do. Most people cannot do that much, so whatever that they can do, that's fine. But I'm just pulling your limits to a little higher level. So this is how you can do. Okay. Now what you do is, third one is breathe in and turn your neck down like this. It's not easy. Sorry, turn your neck backward. So what I did was I just kept pressing, and the sound E came out most of the time. So it is actually exhalation that is the power in all the yogasanas, right? Then what you do is breathe in while bending, and when you breathe out, chant like that. So again like this. So do that. So I'll repeat this three times. Right, left, backward, forward. Right, left, backward, forward. This kind of thing you do 3 times, right? Again, fist like that next to your belly button. Breathe in. So this is exercises means grieve shithilikaran. Shithilikaran means loosening the neck. Now what you can do is you can do this neck rotation clockwise, anti-clockwise. Remember all these exercises, even though they are actually activating our Swadhisthana chakra and Manipura chakra, this is just to let you know, they are basically in turn activating the midbrain. Midbrain is the region which controls all these dopaminergic, norepinephrinergic, serotonergic, all the neurotransmitter system that exist in the brain is are right in the center of the. It's midbrain is the real deal here. So from where all the projections throughout the brain happen. So this entire exercise session is to eradicate almost. If somebody who does that cannot have depression, anxiety, insomnia, or for you what you call a migraine, nothing of that kind will ever happen to those people. So this is that important. Everybody, in fact, from the childhood onwards, they should do this, and they will be rid of. If suppose somebody happens to have some situation like that, you can revert it. All these challenges, Parkinson, depression, multiple sclerosis, I call you anxiety, bipolar, all these are reversible challenges. Okay, do not ever buy into saying that oh, this cannot be reversed. It can be reversed. You ask Pramesh. Okay, shoulders. So I'll just stand with the shoulders. Now this shoulders is a very important. You can do it sitting also. First, stand in tree pose. Okay, like this, and face your palm in front, and then what you do is without bending your body like that, just stay straight like that, but twist your hand all the way so that you can start to feel the pressure over here. Like if you are straight like that, go like this, you can feel the pressure there. Okay, that's then what you do is take about like few degrees on your other side and push your hand behind. You'll start to feel another set of muscle being stretched. Okay, bring it back, expand it further. There you are. Your shoulder blade, you'll know exactly what I'm talking. You will feel it. I cannot tell you how you feel it, but you will feel it. Go back again. Push it little more. Push it even further. You will know. If you have frozen shoulders, this is the beautiful exercise. Most people who are sitting on the chair all day long, this is the most wonderful exercise. Now you go back again. You will feel if there is a frozen shoulder, you know exactly which muscles are not functional in your case. So you can develop those muscles back again. This can be done anywhere. I mean, at work also, wherever. Take sneak in few minutes here and there, and just can do it. So this is not something that you can do all day long in spurts. After having warm water in the morning, you do this. In the bathroom, you can do this. While taking shower, you can do it. I mean, you can do wherever, right? This is the most wonderful exercise. And then obviously, like this, I think Sriji talks has shown us how to loosen our this thing shoulders. Same as here. Now what it does is, in the morning you will see most of us have one nostril open, another one not open. This helps open up everything. This is so wonderful. Okay, so it's so this is bhuja shithilikaran or shoulder exercise. Then waist, right? Waist is also very important. Most people have a very stiff waist. So what they do is they take Tylenol or some anti whatever. I'm not going to talk about those. But then that's only for few hours and then back again. So the real deal is, we have every knee problem starts with waist. Remember that. Every knee problem starts with waist. And ankles and all that is purely, it starts right here. So if you are not taking good care of your waist, all these muscles are not going to hold the kneecaps properly, and subsequently these ligaments and muscles cannot hold this other ankle. So we'll have all the way situation happening. How many people agree with me on that? Okay.
Agree.
Bend like this. Twist right. Take as much back as possible. Now the breathing, the how do you breathe? Breathe out. Breathe in. Start breathing in, and then breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So do this 10 times and reverse 10 times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So do this 10 times, left clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay, this will give your the waist and the muscles around it some energy, right? Some blood supply and some trophic factors and all those good stuff. So kneecap is another this thing. You have to do that. Now, if you are standing in a line, let's say, in grocery store, so what you do is, watch my, I'll show you a little closer. Can you see? Pull your kneecap a little bit like this. So standing in the grocery line. There you are. You're doing muscles. You're doing exercise for your knees. It's fantastic. This will never tire you no matter how long you stand. No matter how long you stand in any place, this will never tire you. Okay. Now there is another way. Those people who want to have little more oomph in this process, they can do it with a roller like that. You can keep it. You can do this. Hold, say for 20 seconds, then relax. Pull it up, hold for 20 seconds. Again relax, hold, relax. Now if you prefer to lie down, that's okay too, like this. Now if you want to get some of these muscles working properly, then you can do is stretch your leg like that. Instead of doing it like this, stretch your leg like that and then do it like that. This strengthens your muscles which hold the knees, kneecap and all that. So if you have been doing this, or you can, somebody who is scheduled for surgery for kneecap, I think if they do this, they can postpone their surgery for a few months and eventually they can say, I don't need it. That's that good this one is, I'm telling you. Okay, this is kneecap. This is Janu Shithilikaran. Okay, then the ankles, ankle rotation. Sriji already has mentioned this exercise in his warming up session in the morning, like this. Rotation clockwise, anti-clockwise, so you can do that. Okay, so this is your, so do 5 rounds clockwise, 5 rounds anti-clockwise and all that. And another one I would highly recommend, I don't know if somebody can sit like this. If they can sit like this, hold your fingers of your feet with your finger of your hand and then rotate it like this. That is another very, you will feel good about. Runners, many people jogging, those who are long distance runners and all that, I told them to do this and they felt very good. So it's a great exercise for the people who run. Then I would like to, of course, do this like this side and this side. Another one is very important, is this. Sit like this with your and do the rocking movement like this. This gets blood supply to your fingers of your feet. Okay, so this way you will have, so this ends the first week of yogasans for Parkinson condition, and or I would say the activating the chakras. Actually, this is the beginning of it. This is warming up. Let's start with the second one. So, welcome friends again. This is Shekhar Mayanil here again with you, coming up with the second module of the exercises for solving Parkinson condition and or midbrain challenges, including depression and anxiety, bipolar, all the midbrain problems. If you go and study neurosciences, you will know the midbrain is the region where controls, the entire control center exists, right? That's what they call Agya center. Agya means to direct. The one who direct is the one who is in charge, right? The control center. So that's what it is all about. So if you want to strengthen that area real good, then you are doing the yogasana that I am telling you right now. Okay. Now the first week's module plus the second week module. Now this is the second week module that I am showing you. You do that 3 times a day. The first week module 3 times a day, and then come back to the second week. So in the second week, you do once the first week module and once the second week module. So this is the second week module. So let's do the uh, uh, breathing exercise. Hasta Shwasa Kriya. Hasta Shwasa Kriya. So what you do is, this can be done just tree pose. Stretch your, hold your fingers like that, go all the way straight, stretch, and when you are bringing your hand in front of, back again to your, close to your face, twist your hand like that. So watch. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. It's a reverse. Normally you say breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. We are purposely doing a opposite, so that you are aware of your breathing. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Again, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So alternate it. Once go ahead, breathe out, breathe in. Then the next round, breathe in, breathe out. So both you have to do that. So that you are conscious. The whole idea is to not do unconscious breathing, you do conscious breathing. This is how you do it. And when you do that, you will feel the entire body warming up. Honestly, you will start to sweat. Even though this is a Mickey Mouse, looks like very simple, but it is not very simple exercise. It's a very intense energy producing exercise. Remember that. Okay, this is first one. Then what you do is, then there's another one, Urdhva Shwasa Kriya. Urdhva Shwasa Kriya is, Sriji always talked about this. When, if you can do it sitting or you can do it standing also. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And always make sound through your throat, when you breathe in and breathe out, make that sound. That sound causes gharshan, means friction in this area, and that energizes the entire neck area so good. You will feel it, neck as well as the temple area and your forehead. You will start to sweat just doing simple exercise like that. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in is Bhrastika. Basically, it's nothing but Bhrastika. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Like jerk. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Again. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So these do this all three directions. 1, 2, and 3. So this is what you will do the all the breathing exercise. Do it like, I don't know how much can you do it. So do 50 times. I can do 200 times, right? This thing. So, but anyway, you can do start with 10 up like that, 10 like this, 10 like this. It's good enough to start, right? And then what you do is Shashankasan. Shashankasan is, now this is the first yogasan that we are doing, which is basically geared to energizing your Swadhisthana chakra. Sit down in Vajrasan and pull your hand up. Breathe deeply. Deep breathing, right? And when you are turning, when you are going down, chant M, right? Breathe in. And when you are down there, continue the breathing. It will be very shallow though, but that's good, because that you will know this area is what is getting worked upon, right? This area. Again, breathe in and breathe out. And when you're breathing out, chant make that sound. Again, do this 5 times. That's good enough. 3 to 5 times normally. I mean, you can do more, but 3 is minimum one should do, and then you can go on every day, one extra, one extra, one extra. That's good enough, right? It's just like Japana Tusi great ho wo wali hai yaar. Okay? Okay. So when you're doing the last breathing, push it harder as much as you can. This is actually this thighs presses against your tummy, and that's how you can breathe extra out. Breathe out is very powerful concept. I think you must have, I have done earlier. The real power of breathing is in exhalation. That is really good stuff. So exhalation is if you can intensity, like when you play tabla, the left dagga is really important, right? The same way here, in the breathing, exhalation, if you can control exhalation and make it stronger, you have that power in you. And any martial artist, Selvan will tell you that. Selvan knows martial arts, so he knows. He will tell you exactly that breathing. How do you exercise the control over exhalation is the real power. Okay. After that, you do shavasana. Lie down like a corpse. Palms facing upward. Take deep breath. And while exhaling, chant like that. like the entire world is dissolving like that, and everything is falling, like you are just falling from the sky like that, so relaxed. That's how it is. Ah. Ah.
Man, I love this. Aha.
Yeah, that's important. That's how your release will happen. Heavy release happens in Shavasana only when you do that. Otherwise, it won't happen. So,
It's a very
okay.
good tip. Idea.
Yeah. Now, this is another one which I am going to share with you. This is a very strong exercise. Setu Bandhasan. Setu Bandhasan is, most people will not be able to. Now that's where the chairs cannot do justice to it. But I'll tell you what the chair people can do. Those people who cannot do this, I will share with you a little later. Okay, bring your both the legs to your, close to your body here like that. Okay, and you're going to lift your entire body from here on, right, like this. There you are. Now you can make it, you can stretch it real good like that, further, right? Now what is it going, what you can see which places it is actually you are doing the exercise. One is neck, which is basically like that, see, and another is your hips, hip area. These two region are getting real good exercise now. Now you want to make the degree of difficulty even harder and better. It is even better if you can do this. There is no way that you, these the Swadhisthana chakra cannot get activated now. It has to get activated. Now you want to stretch your legs like that, it's okay. You get more workout done with that process, okay? This is, okay, so this is important. Now how do you go about doing in the chair? So most people will not be able to do it in the chair, so they can stand up like that and do this. The, the stretch is here anyway, but don't bend your knees, both the knees. You can do this way, either this way, or you can do this way. Don't bend your knees. So basically the pressure comes just right here. The exact pressure happens when you do this way or when you do Setu Bandhasana. Both are fine. Like that. Okay? So this can be done. Those people who cannot do that Setu Bandhasana should do this way. It works out. Now there is Supta Udar Karshasan. Udar Karshasan means twisting the stomach. Udar means abdomen. Sorry, not stomach, abdomen. Twisting your abdomen like this. This is very important yogasan for people who have hip challenges. You will love this when I show you how to solve this. Okay. Same thing. Bring your legs close to your body and then take your hands, do it like that and put it below your head. Now what you do is, without moving your hands, let the hands be in the same position. Do this. Right? Do this. And then do this. And do this. And then do this. And then keep doing it. Make a rhythm in your breathing. Let's say, for instance, if you are breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing. Or if you want to do the opposite, like if you breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, whichever works out. But there should be a rhythm, right? That's important. So keep doing that. Keep doing that. Do 25 to 50 times this thing. You can go 100 times also. Let me tell you that once you do this, the hip pain or the lower back pain will be gone forever. Alternatively, you can do also the same thing. This is not good. Okay. So you can do another way, the same thing, like this. Okay. So this is another very good way to loosen up your lower back. Lower back pain will never ever touch you, even if once you do this yogasana. This is fantastic. And after having done that, you do Pavan Muktasana. So Ardha Pavan Muktasana. I'll show you both. This is Ardha Pavan Muktasana. Let me keep this chair away. Okay. Fold your left leg like this and hold it with your hand like that and press it against your abdomen. Real good, real good. I mean, you're basically, Pavan Muktasana, you're basically wanting to remove all the wind in your intestine. So if there is any gas or anything accumulated there, this will totally take care of it. Okay. Press it hard. Press it hard. Continue to breathe deeply. And then with your right leg, do right counterclockwise and anti-clockwise and counterclockwise, clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation like this. This is clockwise. And this is anti-clockwise. Now with the right leg, hold it like this, press it against your abdomen, real good, and do deep breathing. Very important. Deep breathing is very important here. Okay. So how do you do breathing in this? Let's say inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and again inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Do it 10 times and you will be good. All right. So this is good. Now, if you want to do the full this thing, and you want to have the back muscles trained real good. Now, in this country, the beds are horrible. You know that. So, in fact, everywhere, I have never seen a good bed. So early morning, most people get little sore, back sore. So I do this yogasana, really good. This is important, like this. This is Purna Pavan Muktasana, okay? Make sure there are not many people around you, because you will fart here. There is no doubt about that. Okay, so this is week 2 module finished right now. So what you do in week 2, week 1 module one time, and week 2 module which I just showed you one time, and that takes care of your this health, waist health, and Swadhisthana chakra health, right? Some portion also got neck health also, this chakra,